There comes a time in every man's life where he has to sit here and stare at the Warzone menu and ask himself, do I really feel like playing Warzone today? Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Warzone, I've been enjoying the 100%er calling card grind, I've been enjoying the Abyss camo grind, but man, the amount of times that I'm playing Resurgence and I just get beamed out of the sky by somebody that may or may not be cheating, or, I just run up into this, a squad of Mega Sweats when the game puts me in by myself in a quads match. I'm a pretty good Call of Duty player, right? 1v1, even 1v2, maybe in some 1v3 situations I'll be alright. But when it's one of me, because for some reason it always loves to put me in solo in a match of Resurgence quads, how the hell is one little Asian boy gonna go up against 4 optic scumps? I'm just kidding, my back cracked like 5 times this morning when I was trying to get out of bed, dude. I'm getting old as shit. Anyways, back in September, I started learning how to speak Japanese because, I've talked about this before. Ever since I was a kid, I love Japanese media, whether it's talking games, anime, the music, the culture, everything. So back in September, when I was rewatching OG Dragon Ball for like the 47 millionth time, I was just like, you know what? This time, why don't I try to learn Japanese? And I've actually, I'm gonna go back and try to rewatch OG Dragon Ball because, believe it or not, OG Dragon Ball is actually my most rewatched anime of all time because, don't get me wrong, I watched Dragon Ball Z and Super and, even like GT a ton, but there's just something about OG Dragon Ball where I just always end up rewatching that one more from front to back, and I guess it's probably just because it's also shorter. That one's only like 153 episodes, whereas DBZ is like 291, and then like even DBS, well, DBS is actually the shortest, it's only 133. So at some point I kind of want to go back, rewatch OG DB with, just like subtitles rather than listening to the dub, which that's gonna be hard for me, man, because Dragon Ball is the one anime where when I watch it, it's just like the dub, when it comes to the voices in DBZ, DBS, even the original DB, like those, like that is just the Dragon Ball voices, you know what I mean? And every time that I hear the sub voices, that's one of the few anime where I'm like, I'm sorry, but subjectively I have to say that I prefer the dub over the sub. But since I'm already so familiar with the show, maybe, maybe that would be a good idea to go through, try to watch the sub, because then I would actually have context to what's going on since I know that show front to back. But anyways, yeah, like I mentioned before, back in September, started trying to learn, and then up through October, but then Black Ops 6 came out, I haven't gotten to study like over 5 months, so I've been slacking, but I've been studying not only this morning, but also yesterday, and surprisingly enough, since I was already quite familiar with Japanese and the sentence structure and such, it only took me about a day to get back to where I was a few months ago, which is pretty cool. It's like riding a bike, you take a little break, but I'm back, I'm learning again, and right now I'm at that point where I understand sentence structures. I'm starting to get that fundamental understanding of the markers down again, and now I just gotta work on my vocabulary. So I thought it would be a little fun today because I'm sorry, I want to play Warzone, and we might still play Warzone later, but I think I'd rather drive my head through a 12-foot concrete wall before I go up against another optic scump. So if I just look up, well, what are some of these websites? I also want to, first 3,000 words most commonly used in Japanese. Reddit, I love you as much as I hate you. Oh, you beautiful human being. I'm giving you the biggest upvote. Just kidding, I'm not logged in. I will log in and come back to give you an upvote. Now here's the thing, do they have the verb versions of things on here? Because if they don't, that's okay, but for example, like if I was to say like iku, or is it iki? Is it iki, iku, or then ikimasu? Wait, shoot, what is it? Okay, yeah, it's iku. So iku is to go, and then ikimasu would be the verb of going. And now I have to remember, so you have like the mashtas. What do is the simple past tense? Okay, so you have mashita, and then, oh, that's right. Okay, so masen would be the no. So like ikimasen would be like I'm not going, and then ikimashita, how would I say didn't go in the past? Whoa, that's a big one. Ikimasen dashita. Okay, so you say you didn't go in the past. Okay, see, the other ones were a bit easier. So we got ikimasu to go, ikimasen did not or will not go, and then ikimashita, which means I did go. Alright, so let's look for a few of these things here. We got red, which is a kai. So let's go ahead and make like a little notepad some of the words that I want to use here, alright? So I want to use the word red. I want to use car, which I believe is kuruma. So I want to say red, car, and then I see, which I believe C is, is it neru? No, neru means to sleep. What's the one that means to see? Oh, it's miru. Okay, yeah, so miru, but is miru, now I gotta look up, is that the verb or is that just the word? So miru is to look, and then mimas. Okay, so yeah, that's like ikimas. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that would be the verb version. So mimas, miru would be too plain. So, since I'm a newbie, I would want to be as polite as possible, so mimas. Okay, so I just want to say that I see a red car. So that would be watashi wa, oh no, wait, watashi wa, wait, no, would it be watashi wa? I'm kind of talking about myself, but I'm also talking about the car. No, I would be the subject, because I'm saying about how I see it, so it would be Watashi wa akai kuruma o... Yeah, akai kuruma o mimasu. Yeah, so that'd be something like, oh wait, you know what, let's just type it out. So, watashi, and then when you say wa, it's kind of funny, because you have the wa, I forget what these are called. What are Japanese letters called? Okay, no, I know it's like hiragana, katakana, kanji, but what are the word, like, what do you call the individual things? Do you just call it a hiragana? Because I thought hiragana just, like, applied to the general alphabet, but are each of these hiraganas? Well, if that's the case, okay, so we have watashi, and then if I say wa, will it, no, see, because then it makes it wa, so I have to type ha, even though it will be said wa. Oh wait, I literally forgot part of it. Okay, so watashi, wa, akai, and then it's hard because sometimes, oh wait, did I type that right? Yeah, akai, okay, yeah, akai, because I'm pretty sure the I marks, like, it could be shown, or it could be the adjective that applies to the next word. I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Japanese marker for adjectives. Okay, so na is used to modify a noun. So would it be akai na, or would it just be akai kuruma? Because man, Japanese is so complicated sometimes, man, because sometimes it's like, okay, I gotta mark everything to make sure there's no confusion, but then sometimes it's like, no, you don't gotta mark everything. Yeah, see, I know a good bit of these. Like, I know wa's for the topic, ga's for the subject, o is just to kind of like mark an object, mo kind of just means to or also, no shows possession. I guess na marks the objective, de it refers to like where a action is taking place, whereas ni can also mean that, but it kind of depends on the context, because you say ni if you're trying to say like, okay, meet me at McDonald's at 7 p.m. That's when you'd say ni, whereas if you're trying to just say, oh, I buy bread at the supermarket, but the main like focus of the sentence is on you buying bread and the supermarket's just kind of part of it, then that's where you use de. Ni already went over. To and object of say, or yeah, see, like, I don't really know that one. Ya is for a list. Okay, so yeah, I already knew that one. I remember that. Destination to, so this is a little bit different from ni, because ni is more like, okay, at 7 p.m. McDonald's, meet me there, whereas is more like if you hop in a taxi, they'd be like, where are you going? McDonald's, and then ka is what you use at the end of every question. If you don't say ka, somebody probably isn't gonna know that you're asking a question, unless you guys just I don't know if you guys kind of have like a special language there, or you just kind of like, you know, from the tone of your voice. So for example, you're asking where McDonald's is. I don't know how to say McDonald's in Japanese, but like McDonald's wa doko desu ka? You gotta say ka, and it's like, okay, that's a question. So I actually know more of these than I thought. The other one I gotta work on is what? To and na. To and na. Which, I mean, na's pretty simple. You just gotta mark it as an adjective. So I guess, I mean, like, okay, so if something's a color, maybe don't mark that. But then if I say something like, say, big, does big need to be marked by na? Like, when do I use na? So far we have wa, ta, shi, wa. Again, it looks like ha, but in this case, it's a marker. So, watashi wa. And I know it'd be easier if I would just try to learn some kanji, but I'm sorry. I got hiragana and katakana down. I don't know if or when I'm ever going to get kanji down. I know I'm going to have to, but there's just so many. It's terrifying. It really does help with the confusion, though, when you're trying to type. Because for watashi, there's literally just like one kanji. You just put it there, then you put the marker, then you move on to the next kanji, and I'll get there when I get there, because usually when you type in hiragana, you see the search bar up here. See, for a normal person, if you were to say like, you know, I am going to the supermarket, right? That's how you say it in English. When you use hiragana rather than kanji, it sort of just looks like this. I'm going to the you know what I mean? Like, that's sort of how it would look to a Japanese person. They look at it, they're like, all right, I gotta break this down like it's a science equation. Watashi wa akai. Okay, yeah, so akai. Now, I thought aka or aki or one of those words was red, but I guess it's actually akai. And then, as we just learned, na's for adjectives. Adjectives, sorry. Do you hear that? Dude, the Japanese and the English is getting intermingled. So for the sake of this, I'm gonna say na, even if I don't need to say it, just so I get used to using adjectives. So, akai na, kuruma o, what was the mimas, right? Yeah, mimas. Okay, so watashi wa akai na kuruma o, and then mimas. And that's another tricky thing, because this is actually su, but since it's at the end, the u is silent, so it's just s, you know, like mas. Watashi wa akai na kuruma o
mimasu.
What is the Japanese word for big? High, tall, takai. Okay, takai. Oh wait, no, there's another one here for big. So hiroi, which would be more I guess I'll go with hiroi.
Daisuki.
Well, I like that word. To like something a lot. Hello, ma'am.
Watashi wa daisuki.
Body, physique. Oh, for me that would be like watashi wa karada. Or wait, no, it'd be watashi no. Yeah, watashi no karada. Wait, where's the word for like tiny? Cause I'm underweight still, bro. She or one's girlfriend. Wait, what's the difference? It says she or like one's girlfriend because there's a comma. Well, which is it? There's quite a difference between she and one's girlfriend. Kanojo. Watashi wa no kanojo.
Watashi no shigoto
is YouTube. I don't know. Instead of just spamming watashi all the time, you can also say boku if you want to switch it up if you're, you know, masculine. If you're a female, I forget what the feminine version of I is, but I know for males it's boku. Iro means color, so I could say, what would that be? If I'm trying to ask what color a car is, I guess that would be something along the lines of like what? Okay, so iro, so karuma wa irona desu ka? Would that be it? Because I'm saying car, color, what is it? I know normally in English you'd be like, okay, what color is the car? But in Japanese it's different. You gotta mark it usually goes subject, time, place, the like object if relevant, and then the action or the verb.
Kuruma wa irona desu ka?
Musuko. That's how you say son. Well, that's actually kind of cool, man. If I ever had a kid, I would have to like move to Japan, you know, like, you know, get with some Japanese girl, and I would... That's the only way I'd feel comfortable having children. I don't, like, I love America, I love living here, but if I was to, like, raise a family, my ideal style of life, in terms of, like, old man G living out his days, it would probably be in Japan. Again, I love America, I love living here, I love my life here, and I don't, you know, I don't have plans for a relationship or, like, you know, having a family or anything like that, not at this moment anyway. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I never say never, because anything could change at any time, but, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, that old man G situation, living out my days, my ideal life when I'm at the tail end of my life, Japan's definitely it. You know, I would miss a lot of things about America too, just because there's a lot of media that I love that's native to America, just, you know, America in general. Like, I really do love it here, and, you know, obviously I've grown up my entire life here. There's so many things I love about America between, again, like the food, the media, video games, like all this stuff. And it's one of those things where I wish I could live in Japan and just be in that culture, but still retain all the elements that I love about America. You know what I mean? But it's one of those situations like you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Oh, I didn't know that. Asa means morning. That's why asagohan is breakfast.
Oh, that's right. These are the complicated ones. Asoko. That means over there, but there was another word that literally means there. So there's a lot of different ways to say those. I forget what those words were exactly, because again, I haven't gotten to study this in months. Easy, simple, colloquy, whatever that means. Okay, yasashi, or yeah, yasashi. You gotta really emphasize the last part, because if there's like two I's or whatever, these are just the Romaji spellings. Obviously you got, I mean, unfortunately there's some kanji over here. Again, I gotta learn my kanji. I also find it fascinating how even for like things that you would expect to be native Japanese words, they still have kanji, because normally kanji is, or I'm sorry, not kanji, katakana, because normally katakana is used to signify that something is foreign. Like when you say coffee, it'd be like kohi. At least I believe that's what it is. But I'm a little confused because this says mitsu, but it's spelled with two T's. So shouldn't there be another smaller symbol in here? Because this is just mitsu, like mitsu. But the way they have it spelled, there's two T's. So like mitsu, you got to put emphasis on the tsu. So there should be another smaller symbol, because this small symbol right here, this one is called su. Here, we'll just go back over here and spell it out. That one is su. And then there's also small su, which you gotta hit the equal sign on this website for it to become small. But you got small su, and then you got big su. And usually what that small little su does is it makes it so that the first letter of the next word is emphasized. So if you put the small su before, say, ka, it would go from just being ka to ka, like that's ka. There it is, I finally found the word, hasoi, or hosoi. That's how you say thin or slender. So how do you say body again?
Karada.
Is that what it was? Is it karada, or was there a different word for it? Okay, so hosoi, which no, I messed that up. Sorry. The hosoi is meant to be like thin or slender. So we got hosoi, there, hosoi, karada. So what would that be? Watashi, no, because I'm talking about my body. So I talk about, shoot, what order would that be in? So I'd probably
I'd probably say, I'd say the subject, which is me, and then my body, and then I would describe it, right? Or would I say my smallest? No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so I'm gonna assume, and it's watashi no karada, or no, karada na hasoi, because I normally, right, this is supposed to, the na, I'm pretty sure is supposed to say that, like, whatever just came before, so karada, kind of, like, connects to the next thing. But I don't know if it's necessarily like, okay, Hosoi needs to go first to show that, okay, I'm talking about something as small, and the thing that is small is my body, or slender, or whatever. But I'm also not sure if maybe na is, like, maybe it can just be, act like a bridge, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter the order as long as they're somewhat connected. So, watashi no karada na hosoi. When in doubt, pull GPT out. I'm not gonna lie, I actually do use ChatGPT a lot when it comes to studying Japanese, because since, you know, obviously I'm not paying for any courses, I'm not going for, I'm not going to school or anything like that, I'm literally just learning by myself. I've been using some apps like Renshu to help me learn my, or I'm sorry, I guess it would be Renshu. I've been using that to help me learn my hiragana and katakana, which obviously I learned that a long time ago, but I just use it to kind of like constantly refresh myself on it. Not that I necessarily need the refresher, but I feel like it's better to just pound it into your head like as much as you can so you never forget it. And then when it comes to like ChatGPT and such, you know, I just use it when I need very specific studying topics or help with certain things, and I always end up, you know, going and fact checking it, obviously, because AI can still make mistakes no matter how smart it is. I've also been using the Anki Droid app because there's just a lot of, you know, great flashcards and different decks you can use on there in order to build up your vocabulary. So I've used a couple on there. I have one deck that I've been sticking to that has helped me learn dozens of words on a daily basis just to sort of add to my vocabulary, and it just kind of sucks because I'm at that point where I'm starting to learn and recognize words and know what they mean when I hear them, but I'm having trouble actually using them myself and creating sentences with them, if that makes sense. So if I hear it and I hear somebody say gaku, toke, you know, like I know they just said school and time and stuff like that, but I myself am having trouble remembering those words on the spot to use them. But I feel like that's just part of the learning process, and as long as I keep picking up on the words, I'll get there eventually. Your sentence, watashi no karada na hasoi desu, is incorrect because the way you're trying to connect karada and hasoi. Oh, okay, yeah, see, this is the thing I was talking about before, the I adjectives. I still don't, yeah, not a na adjective, so you cannot use na before. Yeah, I'm having trouble knowing when a thing is an I adjective and when I should be using na. Like, if it ends in I or e, does it just not need the na? But if it doesn't end in the e, then I need to put a na. So sometimes the adjective comes before the object. When would it be appropriate to swap them? Wow, look at me. I can't even type in English today. Great question. In Japanese, or Nihongo, whether an adjective comes before or after the noun depends on sentence structure and emphasis. Let's break it down. Before the noun, attributive use. When an adjective directly modifies a noun, it comes before the noun. So I guess that'd be like akai ringo when you're talking about like a red apple, because it directly modifies it. This is similar to English, a thin body. After the noun, predicate use. When the adjective is the main statement of the sentence, it comes after the noun with des or da. This is like saying the body is thin. So karada wa hasoi desu, the body is thin, or hana wa otsukoshi desu, the flower is beautiful. This form is used when making a statement about something that has already been introduced. Okay, so if I'm talking about a red car, I need to say akai kuruma, because that's like very pivotal to the description of the car. But if I'm trying to make a statement about something like, wow, that building is tall, or my body is thin, then I need to say watashi no karada wa hosoi desu. When to swap. When you want to emphasize the description first, I walked on a thin road, and then when you are simply stating a fact. Okay, yeah, I feel like I can kind of get that down. Okay, the road is thin versus I walked on a thin road. Okay, so, and then, well, what was this up here? Oh yeah, let's do some learning on the spot real quick. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do a little bit of searching after this to see if I was correct, but I'm pretty sure hana would be flower, and then otsukoshi would mean beautiful, and then this obviously just refers to the flower and the existence of the flower and the fact that the flower is, that just is. Hana means flower and otsukoshi means beautiful, maybe? Yes, yay, give me a little flower emoji, yay, I did it. Give me an English sentence with the Japanese words and let me figure out how to format the sentence correctly.
Okay, I'm gonna need some more help with knowing what each of these Japanese words actually mean, because I'm still a little bit stupid.
Okay, so we have kore, which is this, utsukushi, which means beautiful, hana, which means flower, and then this, which is just, that would go at the very end. So, if we're talking about, okay, so, probably kore, no, wait, kore wa, kore wa, hana, dang it, what would this be, man? Hana o, wait, no, because we're emphasizing that it's a beautiful flower. So, okay, kore wa, hana o, utsukushi desu. I think that's wrong, but we're gonna roll with it. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna say that beautiful should have, or utsukushi, wait, no, because that's an I adjective. So I don't think it would need a na, because I could have said, like, wait, this beautiful flower. No, because this beautiful flower wouldn't sound right, so I want to say this flower beautiful. Alright. Real time. Almost, you're really close. Dang it. The correct sentence would be kore wa utsukushi hana de. Damn, dude! In Japanese, adjectives that describe a noun go before the. Oh, that's right, because it was describing. It's the same as akai kuruma. Damn it! You use o, but the particle marks the object of a verb. That's right, yeah, because there wasn't even a verb, so, like, it was. Kore wa utsukushi hana desu. Yeah, because then it says this beautiful flower. Like, it's like just saying that this is a beautiful flower, because des kind of implies that something is.
I'm getting angry, man.
One more, please. Include a noun, a subject, adjective, verb, whole shebang.
Now let's include it all. Time, place, whole shebang. All right, here's your challenge sentence in English. Yesterday, I ate a delicious apple at the park. Oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Okay, so normally it goes subject, time, place, object, and then verbs. So, okay, we're gonna need to write this out.
Hey, my fellow COD Zombies OGs, do you see what the word for yesterday is? Kino der Toten, baby.
Subject, so probably watashi. Oh, dang, dude, this is actually gonna be difficult. Okay, so 8 is gonna go last. We just kind of need to order this out here. Yesterday, I ate a delicious apple at the park. So, if anything, would watashi... Oh, dang it, bro. Watashi wa kino ni park. At the park. Because I'm not indicating that something is going to happen there, so I say kino ni, because that means yesterday. At the park would be koen. Oh, it kind of gave it away right there. Koen de. So, I, and then time, place, object, verb. So, time would be yesterday. Place would be at the park. Watashi wa kino ni koen de. And then, I guess, would we go oishi? Oishi ringo? Because it goes before the thing, right? Because, like, before it was, like, utsukushi hana. So I guess now it'd be koen de oishi ringo o tabe... what would that be? Tabemashita, because that's the past tense. So, tabemashita. So, watashi wa kino ni koen de oishi ringo o tabemashita. If this is wrong, I mean, I won't be too mad about it. You're really close. Just a couple of small tweaks. The correct sentence should be watashi wa kino koen de oishi ringo o tabemashita. Wait, where did I make a mistake? Kino, watashi wa kino, because kino means yesterday. I yesterday, and then wait, kino yesterday doesn't need ni. Ni is used for specific time points like at 3 p.m. or on Monday, but kino is a general time word like today or tomorrow, so it doesn't need that. Word order adjustment, time, place, object, verb is the yesterday at the park. My sentence was the exact same, right? Watashi wa kino koen de oishi ringo o tabemashita. Watashi wa kino koen de oishi ringo o tabemashita. Yeah, that was the exact same outside of the ni, right? Yeah, I did good. I feel like in the context of this though, like even though I still included the ni, even though I didn't need to, because it wasn't like a specific
Like, I wasn't saying, like, at 3 p.m. on Monday. It was just a general time where, like, yesterday or today or tomorrow or whatever. You know, like, even though I said ni, even though that isn't technically grammatically correct, I feel like it wouldn't be a big deal in a Japanese person's eyes. It would probably still sound a little weird, but they would still get the idea of what I'm trying to say. Watashi wa kino koen de oishii ringo o tabemashita. Just to kind of spell that out in hiragana, so it'd be, watashi, or, yeah, watashi wa kino koen de, and then wait, what was the rest of it? So we got koen de oishii ringo o tabemashita. Oishi, wait, because there's two i's in oishi, right? Yeah, because it's like emphasis on it. Oishi ringo o tabemashita. Yeah, it's funny because normally it's like, it's supposed to be like shita, because you see that there, like the shi and then the ta, but usually when you're pronouncing it, it's more like mashita. So you don't really hear that I, but I mean, if you want to, I guess, like, if you said it a bit slower, like mashita, but usually just kind of comes out like mashita. Awesome. Here's another challenge for you. Tomorrow, my friend will watch an interesting movie at home. Oh, no. Okay, so, watashi no tomodachi. Yeah, I already knew tomodachi means friend, the thing that I have zero of. How do you say zero in Japanese? Watashi no rei tomodachi. I don't think that was actually grammatically correct, but you understood what I was trying to say. Okay, so tomorrow, my friend will watch an interesting movie at home. Now, we gotta remember, subject, time, place, object, and then verb. So watching is gonna go very last. So mimas, that is gonna go last. Subject is my friend, so it goes, well, watashi. It's easy to kind of read it in English and then pronounce how you normally would, because normally if you read that in English, you'd be like, watashi. But since it's Japanese, each letter, unlike English, where normally you would emphasize something like, I can't think of a good example right now, but normally in English, certain words or letters or whatever have emphases at different points, whereas in Japanese, every single letter, or hiragana, katakana, kanji, whatever you want to call it, each syllable basically gets said for the exact amount of times, rather than English where you go like, watashi. In Japanese, more like watashi. So watashi no tomodachi, and then time. So it's gonna be happening tomorrow. So ashita. And since it's a very, generic word, it's not like 3 p.m. at McDonald's on Monday or whatever. Don't need the ni. So we got the time, and now the place is going to be at home, right? Yeah. Well, watch an interesting movie at home. Okay. So next it's gonna go home, which would be ie. And then that would be iede. It kind of already spoiled it, but iede, because that's where the action is taking place. And then the interesting movie, yeah. So it would go the interesting and then the movie, because the interesting describes the movie. So for interesting, that would be omoshiroi, which, hey, that's actually another one that I already knew because of my Anki app. So omoshiroi, and then you might put na in there. Omoshiroi na, eiga? Actually, no, I don't think that would be a not adjective, because right now, oh, I'm sorry, you guys can't even see this right now. I gotta bring this back down here. But it's talking about how the movie is interesting, but it's not saying something specific about the movie. Like, it's not saying, okay, the movie is black and white, because in that case, you see, like, black and white na, the eiga, or whatever. But since this is just saying it's interesting, in the same way that utsukushi was saying that the hana was beautiful, I guess this would just be omoshiroi. Eiga, and then since movie would technically be a thing that is going to be affected by the final verb, that being mimas, because that's like, watching it or whatever, that should be it, right? Watashi no tomodachi, meaning my friend. Ashita iede. What did ashita mean again? Ashita meaning tomorrow, ie meaning home, de meaning where it's taking place, omoshiroi meaning interesting, eiga meaning movie, o marking the movie as the object that is going to be affected by the upcoming verb, that being mimas. Now, if this is wrong, I'll be a little sad, but let's see. Perfect, you got everything right, yes! Watashi no tomodachi ashita iede omoshiroi eiga o mimasu. You've hit the free plan limit for GPT-4o. Responses will use another model until your limit resets at 12:10 p.m. Well, I think I gotta put limits on it, man. Just let me do my GPT thing. Alright, so just to kind of spell this out, let's see, we got watashi no tomodachi ashita iede omoshiroi eiga o mimasu. So that's another thing. in Japanese is actually more like just because of the way that the thing is said. Anytime that you spell Japanese in English, it's not actually Japanese. It's just Romaji, which is basically the English, I don't even know what you want to call it. Not necessarily even a translation, but it's like the English version of trying to say Japanese letters. But in many instances, it doesn't actually really do the Japanese letters justice, or it doesn't, it's actually kind of harder if you try to go from Romaji over to, you know, like normal hiragana, katakana. I'm kind of just spelling this stuff out in the video so you guys can follow along, but normally the best way that I would recommend, at least that I found for me personally, to learn Japanese is to just forget everything you know about English and pretend like you're learning a language for the very first time, like you're a goo goo gaga low IQ baby. So when you see these hiragana and katakana, don't look at them as like, oh, wa, W-A. No, don't forget W-A. Just look at it and know that, oh, the one that looks like that, the one that my little cursor's over, that one just said wa. Don't think about W-A, don't think about anything you know about your previous language. This is a new language, you're a goo goo gaga, the dumb brainy doo-doo head, okay? It's just wa. That's all it is. This one is ga. It's not G-A, it's just ga. That's just the noise that it makes. The sooner that you can stop doing direct translations for everything from English over to Japanese, the sooner and faster you're probably gonna learn. I know I'm still kind of guilty of it because I'm still doing a lot of translation, but this is different because I'm literally just trying to build up my vocabulary rather than just translating it for the sake of being able to speak it, because I already have the fundamental understanding of the language, the grammar, the sentence structures and such. I just need help with the vocabulary side of things, and I still obviously have work to do when it comes to the grammar. Ashita, wait, that's what it was, right? I just want to make sure I got this right. Okay, ashita, ie de, omoshiroi eiga o mimasu. So if we go through this again, it should be watashi no tomodachi, ashita, ooh, wait, what was that? Was that part of it? Oh yeah, ie, and then de. I think I got something wrong here. Hold up. Okay, so we got oh no, that's right. Okay, so omoshiroi, yeah, shiroi, ei ga o, and then mimasu. Yeah. Watashi no tomodachi, ashita, ie de, omoshiroi, ei ga o mimasu. But anyways, I've been recording for almost an hour, believe it or not. I can't believe it's been that long, bro. I totally lost track at the time. But yeah, you know, if you guys want more random videos like this, whether it's on the main channel or the second channel, I'd probably do it on the second channel if I'm gonna be honest. It's just, you know, I wanted to play Warzone today, and I did play Warzone today, but that was off camera, and by the time I turned the camera on, I was just, you know, I've already been awake for like 4 hours, bro. It's just, it's been a long morning. But anyways, yeah, that's where we're gonna call it for this video. Again, if you guys want more random stuff like this in the future, so let me know. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow where, don't worry, we'll actually be playing Call of Duty next time. But anyways, always massive shout out, thank you to all the Patreons, and channel members, thank you to all the low ball tier, and name shout out to the big ball tier, Metal Last King, and Big Dad Manny, and the biggest shout out to all the G tier, fun events on the Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much, you guys are literal legends. I love you. Have an amazing day, stay beautiful, I love you all. Peace.